Hello students, welcome to the channel. In this video, we solve the May 2021 US SAT papers math calculator section. We have already solved the no calculator section in an earlier video, so make sure to check that out. Let's begin. Question 1. It takes 6 hours to travel m miles. At this rate, how much time in hours it will take to travel 5m miles? So to travel m miles, it takes 6 hours. So to travel 5m miles, it would take 5 into 6, which is 30 hours. Option A. So let's mark this. Okay. Question 2. If 2x plus 4 is 100, what is the value of 6x plus 12? So 2x plus 4 is 100. If I multiply the entire equation by 3, I'll get 6x plus 12 is 300. So my answer is option B. Okay. Question 3. A length of 8 furlongs is equivalent to how many meters? 1 furlong is given as 201 meters. So 8 furlongs would be 8 into 201, 8 multiplied by 201 meter, which is 1608 meters. Option D. Okay. Question 4. The curve models the number of fish in a certain population. Which of the following is closest to the number of fish in the population 16 months after January 2015? So we see that 16 months after January 2015, the value is here, which is about 15,000 if you see the graph. So the best answer is option C. Second, option C. Okay. Question 5. What is the ratio of AB to BC? So AB is 20 and BC is 5. So the ratio is 4:1. AB to BC, 20 to 5, which is 4:1. Oh, they've just given 20 to 5 as an option. So that's just the right answer. Okay. Each of the whole numbers from 1 to 20 is written on one of 20 identical pieces of paper. The pieces of paper are then put into a hat and mixed together. If a piece of paper is selected at random, what is the probability that the number on it is a multiple of 3? So when we put 1 to 20 in the numbers on pieces of paper, then the multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. Right? These are the, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 numbers out of 20 is the answer. So that's option C. Question 7. The table shows the maximum depth in meters of the 5 deepest oceanic trenches. What is the range of these 5 trench depths? Okay. The range of any data set is the highest value minus the lowest value. So this is the highest value and this is the lowest value. So the range would be 11,033 minus 10,047, 6, 8, 9. So it will be 986, option D. Okay. The relative yield of corn expressed as a percent and soil pH were recorded for 5 samples. For the 5 samples, the relative yield of corn reached a maximum when the soil had a pH of 6.8 and then decreased as the soil pH increased. Which scatter plot could represent this data? So we see that the maximum happens at 6.8. So it can't be A, it can't be B, it can be C, and it can't be D, right? Because in C, the maximum is reached at 6.8 and then it decreases. So if I kind of plot this curve, it will look somewhat like a parabolic curve where it increases. Before 6.8, it increases as the soil pH increases, and then after 6.8, it decreases. So the answer is C. Okay, let's go to the next question. Question 9. After a new car is purchased, the value of the car is modeled by a function that decreases exponentially over time. Which of the following could describe how the value of the car changes each year? Option A, each year the value of the car is 800 more than the previous year. So this is a linear increase, right? Because what you have here is a constant value that is increasing every year. So that's linear increase. Each year the value of the car is 800 less. So this is a linear decrease. Each year the value of the car is 8% more. So this is exponential increase. And each year the value of the car is 8% less. This is exponential decrease. Okay, so we needed to look at exponential decrease. So the answer is option D. Okay, question 10. The daily high temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit for a city in the month of February in 2017 are summarized in the box plot shown. Which of the following is closest to the median of the high temperatures of the city? So in a box plot, this first bar is the lowest value. This last bar is the highest value. In the box, this first bar is the first quartile, which means that 25% of the values are in this region between the lowest and first quartile. The second bar is the second quartile, which is also known as the median, which means that 50% of the values are below the median and 50% above the median. And this is known as the third quartile. Third quartile meaning 75% values are below the third quartile and 25% are above. So here my median is a little over 41, right? So I can say that my answer would be 42. Okay. The solution to the given system of equations is A comma B. What is 3A plus 3B? So I have 2A plus, one second, I'll just delete this and I'll do the annotation here. Yeah, okay. So I have 2A plus B is 17. 2A plus B is 17 and A plus 2B is 19. Now, if you add the two equations, you get 3A plus 3B, 36, right? So you see, you don't have to find the individual values of A and B. In questions like this, if you observe carefully, you can actually see a way to find the answer. So the answer is 36. Okay. Question 12. In triangle ABC, the measure of angle C is 90 degrees. If sine A is 3/5, what is cos B? So let's say this is angle C, which is 90, and this is A and this is B, right? So we know that A plus B is 90 degrees because in a triangle, the sum of the three angles is 180. So sine of A will have to be cos of B. Because if sine A is 3 by 5, then this is 3 and this is 5, opposite over hypotenuse. And that's the same as cos of B, because for B, 3 is the base. So if sine A is 3 by 5, then cos B is also 3 by 5, option A. Okay, next is question 13. For the linear function f, the graph of y is equal to fx in the xy plane passes through the points 0, 2 and 2, 6. Which equation defines f? So we have y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the slope and c is the y-intercept. Okay, so slope we can find using y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So that's 6 minus 2 divided by 2 minus 0. So that's 2. My slope is 2. And since it passes through 0, 2, the y-intercept would be 2. So the equation of the line would be y is 2x plus 2, which is option C. Yes, okay. Option C. Question 14. The 2017 Wyoming State Senate had 30 elected members consisting of Democrats and Republicans. Let D represent the number of Democrats who vote yes for a bill and R represent the number of Republicans who vote yes for a bill. For a bill to pass, more than half of the 30 senators must vote yes. Which of the following inequalities represents all possible values of D and R for the bill? So D plus R is the number of senators who vote yes, right? D, the Democratic senators, R, the Republican senators. And that should be greater than half of 30 for the bill to pass. So D plus R should be greater than 15. And we are saying more than half, not more than or equal to half. So it will not be this option, it will be option A. Okay, so let's choose A. 15. In the given equation, C is the constant. If the equation is exactly one solution, what is the value of C? So we know that x squared minus 2x plus c equal to 0. For this equation to have one solution only, the discriminant should be 0. The discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. B is minus 2 whole squared minus 4. A is 1 and C is C. So 4 minus 4C is 0. So 4C is 4 or C is 1. And you can verify this because if I put C as 1, I get x squared minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0, which is x minus 1, the whole squared equal to 0. So I have a repeated root at x equal to 1. So C needs to be 1. Question 16. The table gives some values of possible lengths in miles of a monorail system and their corresponding cost to build in millions of dollars. Which of the following equations models the relationship? So we can use y is equal to mx plus c, where m can be found with these two sets of points, 810 minus 405 divided by 10 minus 5. So 5, that's 405 divided by 5, which is 81, right? So m is 81. And the only option with M81 is option A. So that should be my answer. But let's just verify. If I put y is 81x plus c, do I get C0? And yes, I do get C0 because if I use this point, then 405 is 81 into 5 plus c. So which means that C is 0. So Y is 81x is the relationship. Okay. Question 17. A set of data is represented by the scatter plot in the portion of the XY plane shown. Which of the following linear equations best models the data? So let's try and get a sense of how the linear equation might look, right? So something like this, right? Or maybe a little bit above this, but somewhat close. So from this, I can see that my y-intercept is going to be above 24, right? So it could be this or it could be this. It can't be B or D for sure, because there the y-intercept is 18.2. That's too low, right? Now between A and C, how can I find the answer? I can use the slope. In A, the slope is negative 0.32 and in C it is negative 6. So let's say I take this point and I take this point, right? Because the numbers are so far apart, even an approximation would work. So this point is 8, 24, and this point is 16, 20. So the slope becomes 4 by minus 8, which is minus half. So in my calculation, the slope comes to negative 0.5. So obviously, it's closer to negative 0.32 than negative 6. And so the best answer is option A. Option A, yeah. Okay. Do remember that this was not the y-axis, right? So if you try and draw the y-axis, it would be somewhat to the left of this, where x is 0, right? So that is something to remember. Okay. Number 18. A certain book is available from a publishing company in both hardcover and paperback. The table shows the revenue and cost in 2016 for each of the hardcover and paperback books produced by the company. Okay. In 2016, the total cost for 200 of the books that was sold was between 2,200 and 2,400. Which of the following could be the number of hardcover books that were sold? Okay, so this is revenue and cost in 2016. Okay, so I have my revenue. Okay, so my revenue was between, sorry, not revenue, my cost. 1 second, I'll just clear this. Yeah, my cost was between 2,200 and 2,400 for 200 books. Okay, so what is the cost per book? As in, I've sold a total of 200 books. So what is the cost per book? For that, I would have to say, let the number of hardcover books be X and let the number of paperback books be Y. So I know that X plus Y is 200 because I sold a total of 200. And I know that 14X plus 10Y is between 2,200 and 2,400, right? So which option will work? Number of hardcover books. Now, let's say I work with the option. So let's say I take 80 hardcover books. So if there are 80 hardcover books, there are 120 paperback books, right? So what is 80 into 14? Let's plug that in the calculator. 1 second. 80 multiplied by 14 is 1120. So the cost for 80 hardcover books is 1120 and 120 into 10 is 1200. So the total cost comes to 2320 in this combination, which is indeed in this range, 2200 to 2400. And so the answer should be A. So I think it helps to kind of, do this by trial and error, because otherwise, since it's an inequality, you would have to consider some possibilities. So I think trial and error makes sense here. Okay. Question 19, an analyst estimates that the cost of each of the paperbacks book will increase by $0.5 each year after 2016. Which of the following models the cost in dollars of each of the paperback books T years after 2016? So in 2016, it is 10, right? So it is 10 and it increases by 0.5 each year. So it will be 10 plus 0.5 T, where T is the number of years. So that's option C. Okay. And 20th, line M is defined by y equal to minus 3 by 4x plus 2. Line P is parallel to line M in the xy plane and passes through the point 4 comma negative 3. Which equation defines line P? So I know that for line M, my slope is negative 3 by 4, right? Because this is in the form of mx plus c. And since P is parallel to M, for line P also, the slope will be negative 3 by 4, because parallel lines have the same slope. And P passes through the point 4 comma negative 3. So I can say y plus 3, y minus y1 is m times x minus x1, x minus 4. So then I can solve this. Minus 3 by 4x plus 3. So plus 3 and plus 3 cancel. So y is minus 3 by 4x, which is option B. Okay. 21. Which of the following additional measurements to the triangle provides enough information to determine the length of AB? Okay, so we have the hypotenuse 25. If we get the length of AC, then I can find the length of AB by Pythagoras theorem, right? Because whatever is AC, then AB would be under root of 25 squared minus AC squared. So I can find that. If I have the measure of angle ABC, let's say I have this theta, then again I can find the length of AB because cos theta is AB over 25. So AB is 25 cos theta. So I can find AB with either of these, either 1 or 2. So that's option C. Okay. 22nd, the solution to which system of inequalities is represented by the shaded region of the graph? Okay, so this line is y equal to 7 and we have the region below that. So that will be y less than equal to 7. So y less than equal to 7 is definitely true. So it can't be C and D. And this equation, how do I find this equation? It passes through 0, 1. And what is the slope of this? Let me 1 and 0.5. So slope is 2. So this equation is y is 2x plus 1. And the shaded region is above that. So that would be y greater than equal to 2x plus 1. So y less than equal to 7 and y greater than equal to 2x plus 1, option B. Okay, 23. Paulina has 28 books in her collection. The frequency table summarizes the number of pages in each book. Okay, So she has 28 books, and this tells you the number of pages in each book. If she buys a new book that has 62 pages, so let's say she buys a new book that has 62 pages, how will this impact the mean and median number of pages of the books in her collection? So when she had 28 books, then the median was the average of the 14th and 15th items on the list, right? So what is the 14th item? 1, 3, 7, 12, 17. So 50, 14th and 15th items were 50. So the median was 50 for the number of pages. And now that she has 29 books, the second case, the median would be the 15th item, which is still 50. So the median does not change, right? The median stays the same. So median is same. Okay. Now, what about the mean? Let's try and understand what happens to the mean. So I have the mean number of pages initially was 46 into 1 plus 47 into 2 up to 53 into 4 divided by 28, right? That was the initial mean. And the new mean will be this entire sum plus 62 into 1 divided by 29, right? So you can see that I have added 62 to the numerator, right? I've added a big number to the numerator, while my denominator has only increased by 1. It has gone from 28 to 29. So obviously my mean would increase, right? Because the numerator has increased by a much larger quantity than the denominator. So my mean would increase, but the median would stay the same. So that is option C. Okay, a recipe requires F cups of flour. Arnold accidentally used 50% more flour than the recipe required. How much flour did he use in terms of F? So instead of F, he used 50% more, right? So that's F plus 0.5 F. So that's 1.5 F. So he ended up using 1.5 F, option D. Okay, 25, the table shows the distribution of objects in a collection by shape and color. If a triangle is selected at random, so how many triangles are there? There are a total of 12 triangles. So my denominator would be 12. If a triangle is selected at random, what is the probability that the triangle is red? So it's 5, right? So 5 over 12 is my answer. The denominator should be the sample space, the all possible values that can be taken from the sample space. So if I'm looking at a triangle selection, it will only be 12, right? So I don't have to worry about rectangles. So 5 by 12 is the answer, which is option B. Okay, a group of students participated in a study. It was determined that for each hour of experience performing a certain task, the time necessary for each student to complete the task decreased by 5%. Wendy took 30 minutes to complete the task with no experience. Which function models the amount of time in minutes it will take Wendy to complete the task after X hours of experience? Okay, so basically this is an exponential function, and exponential function is represented as this, where A is the y-intercept. That is when X is 0, the value of the function is A, and B is the growth factor. That is by what factor the function changes as X changes, right? So here we know that when there is no experience. When X is 0, it takes 30 minutes. So A is 30. And we know that for um, every hour of experience, the time necessary to complete the task decreases by 5%. So that will be 1 minus 5 over 100, which is 1 minus 0.05, which is 0.95. So the growth factor is 0.95. So the value of the function t will be 30 times 0.95 to the power x, which is option C. Okay. An equation for the graph shown is y is equal to x minus 1 into x plus b, where b is a constant. What is the value of b? So we can see that the factors of this function are 1 and -3, because that's where the function cuts the x-axis. So I can write it as y is x minus 1 into x plus 3. So if I compare this with what has been given, b has to be 3. Okay. A school club is paid $315 for recycling C pounds of aluminum cans and P tons of paper. The equation 0.5C plus 60P is 315 represents the situation. What is the interpretation of 60P in this context? So if you break it down, 0.5C plus 60P is 315, right? This is the total amount that the club is paid in dollars, right? When it recycles C pounds of aluminum cans and P tons of paper. This is pounds of aluminum cans, right? So what is the total cost telling me? That for 1 pound of aluminum can, the school club earns $0.5. And that is why for C pounds of aluminum cans, it earns a total of 0.5 C. So $0.5 is amount earned per pound of aluminum can. Similarly, $60 is the amount earned per ton of paper, which is why 60p is the total amount earned for paper. So $60 is amount earned per ton of paper. So now that we know that 0.5C is the total amount earned from aluminum and 60p is the total amount earned from paper. So I know it's not A and C because it's about amount that is earned. B says total amount the club is paid for each ton of paper cycle. No, each ton of paper cycle is 60, not 60p. We have been asked 60p. The total amount the club is paid for P tons of paper cycled. So the right answer is option D. Okay. 29. What is the sum of the solutions to the given equation? So x minus 3 whole squared is 81. So x minus 3 is plus or minus 9. So x is 3 plus or minus 9. So that's 12 and minus 6. So the sum of the solutions is 12 plus minus 6, which is 6. Option B. Okay. Each of the 3 data sets represented by the 3 data plots has 15 values. The medians of data sets A, B, and C are small a, small b, and small c. What is the relationship between them? Okay, so if there are 15 values, the median in each case will be the 8th value, right? The median in each case will be the 8th value. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for data set A, the median is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, for data set B, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For data set C also, the median is 5. So I noticed that in each of these cases, the median is the same. So the answer is D. A is equal to B is equal to C. Okay, let's do the gradient problems now. 31, the side length of square ABCD is twice the side length of square EFGH. So let's say side length of ABCD is 2x. So this is for ABCD. And side length of EFGH is x, right? If the area of square EFGH is 9, what is the area of square ABCD? So the area of EFGH, x square is 9. So x is 3. So the side length of EFGH is 3. So the side length of ABCD is 6. So the area of ABCD is 36, 6 square. Okay. 36. Okay, 32. The scatter plot shows 11 data points along with a line of best fit for the data. For how many of the data points does the line of best fit predict a y value that is less than the actual y value? So let's say this point, right? For this point, the y value predicted by the line of best fit is higher than the actual value, right? So I need to look at less. So that means I'm looking at points which are above the line, because points which are above the line, for those points, the line of best fit predicts a value less than the actual value, correct? So how many such points? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So for 5 points, the y value predicted by the line of best fit is less than the actual y value. So the answer for this is 5. 33, then the given equation, C is a constant. The equation has no solution. What is the value of C? So when I write the equation as AX plus B is CX plus D. And if A and C are equal, that is the coefficients of X are equal, but B and D are not equal, the constant terms are not equal, then the equation does not have a solution, right? So here the coefficient of X is C on the right hand side and 1/4 on the left hand side. So if C is 1/4, then this equation will not have a solution, because that would be 1/4x is 1/4x plus 2, which is never possible, right? Because the constant on the left is 0 and on the right is 2. So C should be 1/4. 1/4. Okay. What number is 1% greater than 7,000? So what is 1% of 7,000? It would be 70, right? So 1% greater than 7,000 would be 7,000 plus 70, which is 7070. So the number that is 1% greater than 7,000 is 7070. Okay. 35. Okay. A liquid mixture is composed of 4 components, and the table shows the percentage by volume of each component. The volume of each component prior to mixing is the same as the volume of that component in the mixture. A procedure can be used to extract the individual components that were combined to form the liquid mixture. When the procedure is applied to extract the components, a portion of the volume of the components may be lost. Okay, so we have a liquid mixture in which component A is 10, B 25, C 20, and D 45. And that's 30, that's 100%. So those are the 4. The volume of each component prior to mixing is the same. Okay. When the procedure to apply, to extract the components is applied, some volume of the components could be lost. If the volume of component B in the liquid mixture is 1 milliliter, what is the total volume? Okay, so then we are being told that 1 milliliter is 25% of the total, right? Which means 1/4 of the total. So if 1 milliliter is 1/4 of the total, then the total volume in milliliters would be 4. So 4 is the answer for this. Okay. Now the procedure was applied to a new sample of 9 milliliters of the liquid mixture to extract component C. Due to the loss of volume from the procedure, the extracted volume of component C was only 90% of the original volume of this component. What was the extracted volume? Okay, so there was 9 milliliter of the mixture, right? So how much component C was there? 20% of 9 milliliter, which is 1.8 milliliter, right? So there was 1.8 milliliters of component C. But because of the procedure, only 90% could be retained. So the retained amount would be 90% of 1.8. So let's plug that in the calculator. That's 0.9 into 1.8. So that's 1.62 milliliters, right? So in milliliters, the extracted value was 1.62. So let's put that down. Okay, last two questions. The functions f and g are defined above, where b is a constant. If fx into gx is this, what is the value of b? Okay, so fx times gx would be x squared plus bx times 3x squared minus 9x. So that's 3x to the power 4 minus 9x cube plus 3bx cube minus 9bx squared, right? So that's 3x to the power 4. Let me write it as plus x cube, 3b minus 9 and minus 9bx squared. And this is equal to 3x to the power 4 minus 8x cube minus 3x squared. So if I compare the like coefficients, 3b minus 9 should be negative 8. That is the coefficient of x cube on both sides. So 3b is 1, so b is 1 by 3. And you can verify it with the x squared coefficient. Minus 9 into 1 by 3 is minus 3. So the value of b is 1 by 3. Okay. Question 38. The rectangular mirror shown above has a width of 3 feet and length 5 feet and is surrounded by a mosaic border with a width of x feet. Okay, so it has a width of 3 feet and this is 5 and it is surrounded by a mosaic border with a width of x feet. If the area of the mirror with the border is 35 square feet, what is the width x of the border? Okay, so what is the area of the mirror with the border? That would be this multiplied by this. So this is x and this is x. So this full length is 5 plus 2x. Similarly, this full length is 3 plus 2x. So 5 plus 2x times 3 plus 2x, that is given as 35 square feet, right? The total area of the mirror and the border. Okay, so then 15 plus 10x plus 6x, 16x plus 4x squared is 35. So 4x squared plus 16x minus 20 is 0. Dividing by 4, x squared plus 4x minus 5 is 0. So x squared plus 5x minus x minus 5 is 0. So x plus 5 into x minus 1 is 0. So x is negative 5 or 1. Since x is the width of the border, it can't be negative. So the answer is 1. The width of the border is 1. Okay, so that's the no cal section, calculator section. Let's grade our answers now. Starting from question 1. Okay, I have the answer key with me here somewhere. Yeah, this is US SAT. Okay. So let me just make this a little smaller so that I can grade. Yeah. So A, B, D, C, B, A, B, D, C, B. Okay. Sixth, C, D, C, D, B, C, D, C, D, B. 11, D, A, C, A, C, D, A, C, A, C. 16, AAACB, AAACB, okay. 21, CBCDB, CBCDB. 26, CADBD, CADBD. Okay, 31, 36, 514, 36, 514, 7070, 4, 1.62, 1 by 3, and 1. Okay, great. So we got all correct. Hope this exercise was useful. If it was, hit like and subscribe to the channel. As I said, this is part of the solution series for the May 2021 US SAT, for which this video completes the math portions. I'll be uploading the English portions soon, so check those out. I'll also upload the solutions to the May 2021 International SAT soon. So I hope to see you in one of those videos. Take care. Bye-bye.